And when I tell you their dog sank like a rock, like they essentially had to just like they couldn't even let go of her fully. They like tried to, and she immediately just like started going down. No instinct to swim, no instinct to move, just like literally was like,
This week, we're really going to be diving into the top pet myths. Dun dun dun. So, we've got a lot of exciting myths, you guys, that we're going to try to debunk, give you more insight on, and just try and give you guys the facts on, some of these things that you may have heard as a pet owner. So, let's talk about number one. Let's do tail wagging. Okay.
Mhm.
So tail wagging, most people think that a dog wagging their tail means that it's a happy dog, right? And that's that could be true for the most part, but that's not always true. It could also mean that the dog is in an anxious state. There's just a lot of emotions that they're feeling, so it's not always happy. So it doesn't. So don't always. It doesn't always mean that, but it it's in an excited state. There's just a lot of emotions it's trying to process. And so just because a dog is wagging its tail and you see it wagging its tail does not mean that it's always happy. Just be a little bit cautious that, okay, there's a lot of emotions, and for the most part, and if you know your dog, then yeah, it probably is happiness.
Absolutely. I was just going to say every situation is different. It's really important to make sure that either, you know the dog, or if you don't know the dog, just trust the owner. If the owner is telling you, the dog may seem excited, but if the owner's telling you that it's not, take the owner's word for it. So I think that that's a really good one too, because I always used to think that a dog wagging its tail meant it was excited to see me. So I'm happy to know that it could mean other things, both for my sake and for the dog's sake. Another one is that Another myth is that dogs like to be kissed on the face. I know a lot of people do this because everyone loves their pets, especially nowadays. A lot of people treat their pets as if they were their kids. And so, obviously, the way that we show affection as humans is to give everyone a big hug and a kiss. But that is not how dogs interact, and they do not know that feeling. They are not familiar with that. That is not something that dogs obviously really do out in their natural, wild ways. So just be cautious. Again, you know your dog, but don't always assume that a dog will respond well to that. Some big dogs may get, a little timid, especially depending on circumstances that they come from. And you getting close to their face may cause fear or panic or an emotion that is not a positive one that, you may be thinking you're going into it with. They will not see it that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a big one because even for me, I've had dogs for years, big dogs, and I mean, I know my dogs very, very well. Yes, I kiss them because they're just little fuzzy teddy bears. They're so sweet. And it sometimes I have to rein myself back and remember that this is a learned behavior. It's not innate in them. They're not humans. They're not like us, you or I, where they understand that it's not like they will innately know that getting kisses is or putting your face close to their face is a good thing. And in fact, it's the opposite. But for them innately, it's more of an aggressive, like a sign of an aggressor, or a sign of like, kind of like trying to similarly to like bucking up against a dog,
Mhm.
right? Because you got to understand like the wolf, the natural wolf mentality. And so for them, it has to be learned over time that, oh, okay, when my owner gives me kisses, it's a positive thing, and they have to learn that over time, and then they come to accept it. And yeah, and that's, you guys like don't. I still have my dogs now where they see me. One dog, our biggest one, who's about 120 pounds, who I was talking to Allie with about earlier before we were shooting, he sees me as, he's literally by my hip. He's my shadow. He sees me as his mom, the alpha, etc. Because I feed him. He sleeps right next to me. I had to put a couch in one of our other episodes. I had to put a couch next to my side of the bed so he can sleep on there. And I kid you not, I don't have a picture of this. I need to get it, but every night he puts his paw on me, like on my chest, because he needs that to fall asleep. And it's very, very sweet, but whenever I lean in for a kiss, he'll automatically do this, he'll do that, and he won't, and it because he's trying to show me like a sign of respect that it's not, I don't want to challenge you, because for him getting close to his space is still that I'm challenging you, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm still very cautious with it, and again, I have such a great relationship and bond with this animal. So always something to just kind of be cautious and be a little bit weary about, and just know that it's not something that is natural to them, it's learned. So
Absolutely.
all right, another one. All pets know how to swim. That one is hilarious. All pets do not know how to swim. They do not.
No.
Please don't throw your animal in a pool thinking that they will automatically know how to swim, because you know what? There's a chance that they could sink.
Yes, very good chance. I had a friend who, don't get me wrong, they were in the pool with their dog when they were doing this. They did not just toss them
Uh,
in, but they went to go and see if their dog could swim. And when I tell you their dog sank like a rock, like they essentially had to just like, they couldn't even let go of her fully. They like tried to, and she immediately just like started going down. No instinct to swim, no instinct to move, just like literally was like the
Oh my
whole
gosh.
time.
Yes, yes.
It was crazy.
Oh, so you guys, not all dogs know how to swim. That is a myth, an absolute myth. And so be safe with your dogs around pools. Teach them how to swim, please. Ease them into it. I do believe that most dogs, once they kind of get into the groove of it, they'll naturally understand it. Most dogs will. Some may not. Some are slower than others, but do not just throw your dog into a pool. It's a really it's funny because, like I said, our biggest one, Goose, he is, I kid you not, he's like an Olympic. In his other life, I feel like he's an Olympic diver. Like he can clear one end of the pool to the other. He has these massive epic dives. I mean, just insane.
That
I'll
is
add it
so
here so you guys
cool.
can see it. But yeah, he's insane.
Oh my gosh, that is
Oh,
awesome.
all right. Give us one more myth, Allie.
Okay. Hmm. I'm between two. I'll ask, I guess, you which one. Should I do the enzyme or should I do the color? The color.
Um, do the enzyme one, since we're gonna
Mhm.
go into a little bit deeper into that today.
Perfect. So, one myth is that you need an enzyme cleaner in order to remove any pet stain or odor or any sort of accident that happens with your pet, and that it has to be a specific enzyme for that specific, stain or whatever it may be. That is not true. That is not the case. Now, I can only speak obviously on my pet peed, but my pet peed is an enzyme-free cleaner that works on any organic matter that comes from a human or pet. It does not, the whole enzyme thing is a myth. And there's actually, I know we have a long video on our website about it, but please, if you are interested in learning more about it, please do, because that is definitely a big myth and misconception that people think that it has to be a specific enzyme to clean some sort of pet stain.
Awesome, great. So, all right. There's speaking of funny pets, there's this video that I just sent you. So funny. It's this newest trend, right? Well, actually, I don't know
Yes.
if it's a new trend or not, but it's I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna call it paws to the wall. It's cute. Paws to the wall. Take a look at this. It is so funny. It's basically where, look, it's this,
Oh my
you
God,
pick your
so
dog
cute.
up, right? Your
Aw.
dog, you put your dog close to the wall, and if your dog's paws are the first thing that hits the wall, then it indicates that it's a smart dog. If your dog doesn't put out his paws, then it may not be as smart. It's it's so cute because you see like all these dogs are doing it, and the ones that I've seen, the golden retrievers, for some reason, I don't know why, they don't put out their paws,
Nope.
but they're
They want
so
to be
cute.
best friends with that wall. It is them and the wall. They are sandwiched together as a duo from the first day. I don't know what it is, but oh my God, this one is so cute. I can't stop watching this. And his little tongue sticking out too in the beginning. He's so cute.
Yeah, yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. So behind the brand, let's get into behind the brand real
Yes.
quick. So behind the brand this week is gonna be kind of unique, you guys. So last week I took you guys on an adventure. We were able to see just a little bit more of how the process works of when you order online and how it gets to your front door. Really, really neat, really cool because not a lot of companies, not a lot of e-commerce companies will take you behind the scenes that way and show you all these things. Well, this week is going to be even more interesting because we're going to dive a little bit more into the product. And Allie, you're our social media extraordinaire. You handle customer service. I mean, tell us, like, how often do you get this question of people asking, what's in this?
All the time. All the time. Not only do I get people who ask what's in it, I get people who assume what's in it and who people who think that they know exactly what's going on and totally understand where they're coming from, really do. But I love being able to explain it a little bit because I think it helps bring some clarity that people are looking for.
Yeah.
We do so just to start off, just so that everyone is aware. Our formula has a proprietary blend. There's only one person who knows all those exact measurements and things of that nature,
This
but
guy right here,
our
you guys.
exactly. And so we use a hydrogen peroxide base, but it is a stronger hydrogen peroxide base. It is an industrial grade hydrogen peroxide. We don't hide that. That's not like a secret. Some people are like, it's just hydrogen peroxide. It isn't just hydrogen peroxide. It is a specialty hydrogen peroxide. That's why we use it. But that combined with the other ingredients, all of the inerts and the blends that go into it, are the thing that help remove all of the organic matter that My Pet Pete is able to remove. If you were to just use hydrogen peroxide on a stain or hydrogen peroxide and soap, would it work? Sure, probably just to get some of the surface stain out and to do, some surface work, but not on every stain and not nearly on the variety of stains that My Pet Pete is able to work on, and not to the depth that My Pet Pete is able to work. Because of our hydrogen peroxide base being industrial grade and the rest of the ingredients, that is essentially what works to do the onion layer breakdown of lifting the stain and odor from the root instead of it just being a surface level clean. That's why it completely removes the stain and odor. Even on a humid day, you won't smell it anymore because the ingredients that we use were made specifically to completely extract and remove all remnants of the stain and odor.
Love it. Thank you so much, Allie, for taking us for this segment of Behind the Brand. All right. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
We got something for you guys here today. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but we're gonna try it. All right. Three, two, one. Hi.
Thanks. If that
Sorry.
sounded bad, don't tell us. If it sounded good, let us know. I guess we'll also
Try.
know,
Yeah,
but
we're trying just different versions of it. So,
we'll
all
figure this
right.
out one day. And if we don't, this is just going to become like a running inside joke for us forever. So,
Forever. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna be old and gray, and we're gonna still be trying this. Oh, all right. So let's get into question one. This is something that we don't get too often, but this is something that's really important for you guys to know, especially bird lovers. By what are birds? Equestrian? No, those are horses.
no question is horses. Um,
I don't know why I keep thinking
honestly,
equestrian or aquatic, and I know it's not that, but it's our bird lovers. Okay, Allie, is it safe? Is my pet Pete safe around birds?
so my pet peed is non-toxic and it is not harmful to pets, but we do know that birds do have a more delicate respiratory system than, humans or animals, or sorry, humans or, cats or dogs. So what we always recommend is we just recommend putting the bird in another room, away from the area that is being treated just while my pet peed works because the smell does get pretty strong because it is lifting the stain and odor from its surface completely. So, just for the bird's respiratory sake, we do just recommend, if you can, placing the bird in another room while my pet peed is working its magic and doing its thing. But once all the layers have been extracted, your bird is completely safe to be moved back into that area. We just, like we said, like to do it just to be safe, even though the product is not toxic and not harmful. We just want to be cautious.
Okay, awesome. That's really, really good to know. Okay, number two, what is my pet Pete not safe to use on?
My pet peeve is not safe to use on a variety of surfaces, but not too many. So one of the big ones, some of the big ones are leather. It could just
Hmm.
compromise the material. We just don't recommend it. Again, at your own discretion, but still that is a non-recommended surface for us. 100% wool, that is due to the dyes that they use. They're not color fast. Um, Also jute, tightly woven linen, things of that nature. We do have the full list on our website, but we do just recommend being cautious of those things, mainly because, and as I said before, our
Hmm.
product is a hydrogen peroxide base. So just please, the color fastness is dependent on certain dyes. That is why we always recommend just testing your fabric to be safe. We always want to be cautious. But there is no bleach or anything. It is just because, the hydrogen peroxide.
Okay, awesome. Very good to know. So, lastly, okay, I've read through the pamphlet and the surface that I need to treat it on is not listed. What do I do?
Please reach out to support or reach out via social media. I am more than happy to answer those questions. I had a situation arise the other day where a customer had mentioned that she had used it. She had sprayed some on like some gloves that she had and used it on her dog that got sprayed by a skunk. Please do not do that. If you do not see the scenario in the pamphlet, the surface in the pamphlet, anything of that nature, just please come to support. We are more than happy to help answer those questions. Like I said, you guys can do things at your own discretion, but we are here to help with that for a reason. We want to make sure that the product is not toxic, it is not harmful to pets, but pet fur is not color fast. That is why we recommend and tell you not to use it directly on your pet. It is just meant to help with surface stains and odors and things of that nature, not on the surface of your pet's fur. So if you do not see the surface or the scenario kind of laid out in our pamphlet, please just don't hesitate to reach out to support. We would rather you reach out to us. I respond to social media comments every day. I know Yenin responds to our support tickets every day. So just please reach out to us. And if it isn't an immediate like need, just give us a second. I promise we will get to your question that day. But please just reach out.
So what I got from that, that's great. What I got from that is the number one answer to the previous question is that your pets is not
Yes.
safe to use it on.
Yeah, that is not on our thing, but it may have to be. Do not use it on your pets, please.
Do not use it on your pets, you guys. It's a big no.
Hmm.
No. So awesome. Well, thanks so much, Allie, for answering all those questions again. You are fantastic. You guys, we have loved doing this episode with you. Any questions you have, please comment, please post, please share. We really cannot wait to talk to you guys next time on another episode of Coffee Talk.
Yay. Bye, Cece.
Bye. Bye, Allie.